What's up, family? Welcome to the Overnight Cyclist. I'm your host, G Harris. In today's training video, I'm going to walk you guys through what I'm working on in today's workout. So right here we have red bone, all right? So I'm gonna get a little technical and sound a little bike nerdish, all right? I'm not an expert, okay? I'm learning on the go. And so I want to show you guys some things that I'm working on, all right? So this here is called the crank, all right? You're going to hear me refer to this oftentimes as the big chain ring and the small chain ring, or you're going to hear me refer to it as a 50-34 compact. The numbers correlate to the number of teeth that are on each chain ring. So the big one has 50 teeth, the small one has 34. All right, so back here on the rear wheel, we have what is called the cassette. That's this little thing here with all of the gears on it, all right? This bike originally came with an 1132 cassette. I swapped it out for an 1128, all right? This bike is a 9-speed, so that means that there are 9 different gear ratios back here, okay? So as an 1128, this is the smallest gear on the cassette, the bigger one. It has 28 teeth. The next one has 24, 21, 18, 16, 14, 13, 12, all the way down to 11, okay? So you're gonna hear me say in this video that I'm gonna be riding in a 50-18 gear ratio. So that means I'm gonna have the chain in the big gear here, the 50, and I'm gonna have it back here 4 gears down from the smallest one. So it's gonna be in the 18th teeth gear, which is about right there. So I'm pushing this bigger gear ratio because I want to go faster, all right? It's also going to strengthen my legs. So what you're going to see in these shorter workouts that I'm working on today, I won't be doing any intervals. It's basically just me pushing this bigger gear for pretty much the entire workout, just trying to train my body to push this gear at an 80 to 90 RPM, all right? Let's get to it. So today I'm riding the Brays Bayou Trail here in Southeast Houston. As you can see, it's a bright sunny day. It's about 65, 70 degrees here. You'll see that my speed kind of picks up here to start off because I'm coming down a slight grade, you can kind of tell. And it kind of stays a little fast because right now I'm in that 50-18 gear ratio that I mentioned earlier. So right now I'm just kind of in my warm-up phase. As you can see, my speed starts to taper down, and I start to really get into the rhythm of pedaling that I want to get into, which is about somewhere between 80 to 90 RPMs. So I'm coming up to this little small dip in the trail that allows for water to drain off into the bayou. I don't shift here because it's not much of a climb, so I can just continue to really just pedal through it. You'll see later on in the video, there are a couple of very small climbs that I will make, and you'll see, you can see my left hand shifter right there, and you'll see me shift and change from the big to the small ring. So here we're coming up to another, I guess you could say a dip. It's a small hill. You'll see that my cadence drops to 0 because usually when I come through here, I stop pedaling because it's also a slight curve as you're going down, and then it quickly comes back up on the other side. It just goes up a little bit. There's actually another hill coming up just on the other side of this bridge. Now keep in mind, I'm still in the 50-18 gear ratio. And after going up this hill, I realized I probably should have shifted into an easier gear because as you can see, my cadence is starting to dip and my speed is dipping because I'm struggling to get up this hill. You can see my cadence dips all the way down into the 40s. And I'm really, like, if you could hear me breathing, like I'm really struggling. Okay, so I'm coming to the first climb of the ride. If you look to the top left of your screen, you see me right there. I just shifted from the big chain ring to the small chain ring. Now you can't see my right hand, which controls the rear derailleur, but I shifted up on that one first, 2 cogs up on the back, and then shifted the chain ring on the front. You do that to prevent yourself from spinning out, all right? So shift up 2 or 3 cogs on the back and then shift to the smaller chain ring. As you can see, as I'm going down, I'm not pedaling, my cadence is 0. I gotta tell y'all, I love this segment of the trail. It is my favorite portion to ride on this trail. But if I would have known that there was so much water and mud down there, I would not have went down there. This is from a recent rainstorm. This area, you can see the bayou. Once there's a little bit of water in there, it comes up onto the sidewalk, and it takes a few days to dry off. And I do not like riding down there when it's wet, because you have the potential to slip, and you know, your bike could end up in the bayou, or worse, you could end up in the bayou. Now, there's a climb coming up on the other side. The reason why I shifted at the top is because a lot of times when I'm coming down that corkscrew, I'm catching so much speed that I don't have enough time before I get to this climb to shift. All right, so you can see I actually handle this climb pretty well. I keep my cadence where I want it to be, which is above 80 RPMs. It actually doesn't get below 80 RPMs until I get to the top of the climb. So it's really cool about that one, but I could really do better on this climb. I'm like fifth on Strava on this segment. So I've been trying to get the KLM, but man, it's hard. All right, so now I'm on one of the flat segments. This is like a mile stretch past some very expensive real estate here in the city. I mean, some huge houses. But here I'm just keeping my cadence where I want it. I use this stretch just to, you know, get good speed and, you know, for good pacing, because it's pretty flat and I don't have to worry about changing gears or anything like that. Unless it's windy, then it kills me. All right, so this is a segment that I hold second place on Strava for. So you'll see me here, you see my cadence goes up. It doesn't even get over 120 RPMs, and I barely get over 24 miles an hour. You know, but I tried to sprint here, and I obviously didn't have enough gas to do so. So you can see right here, my cadence starts to drop. It starts to go down to 0 because I just stopped pedaling. I was done. So there's still work to be done, you know. So I'm gonna work on this, fam, and hopefully one day I'll get a KOM off of this segment right here. All right, so right here I'm coming up to another climb. So if you look to the left of your screen, you'll see me shift again. Of course, I've already shifted up 2 cogs on the back and then shifted down into the small chain ring. So this is just another, you know, small climb. Like I said, I live in Houston. It's really flat. We don't really have mountains and stuff to climb, so these little bitty hills is all I got to really train on. Watching this vid now, my cadence is below the target where I want. I would like my uphill cadence to kind of be in the 80s. That's just my preference. So I got some work to do. You'll see here also, when I get to the top, you'll see right here, I'm going to shift back into the big chain ring. So when you're shifting back up into the big chain ring, you want to make sure that you shift the front derailleur, so your left hand first, and then shift the rear derailleur. All right, that'll also avoid you from spinning out. All right, so now I've reached my turnaround point. So now you'll see my cadence is going to pick up into the high 90s, and so my speed is going to pick up, but I also have the wind at my back going this direction. So the wind was actually in my face as I was going out, but I think it was on like 5 or 6 miles an hour, so it wasn't too bad. But you can see just how much of a difference the wind plays when you're riding. So you'll see there that I'm at 21 miles per hour at a cadence of like almost 100. I just wanted to show off this beautiful pedestrian bridge that the city has built over the bike trail. It's just gorgeous. I love riding over that bridge. All right, so you'll see here they're doing construction on the trails. So you see right there, I just shifted into my small chain ring, basically just shifted into my climbing gear, because I'm gonna have to turn here and then climb this. It's kind of steep, but when you're having to slow down and then come up it kind of makes it a difficult climb. So I normally stand up on it, and I think I did, but I think because I was fighting the wind earlier, I kind of burned myself out. So you can see my cadence is really low, and I'm kind of struggling to get up this hill right now. All right, so coming off of this bridge, there's a segment here that I'm trying to get a KOM on. So you can see there's a chick in front of me on a mountain bike. There's some water up ahead, so she moves over in front of me, which causes me to slow down, which I think kind of hurt my time. But as you can see, I'm in the drops. You can see my shadow there to the right as I pass her. I'm in the drops. You can see me dropping low. You can see my cadence is up over 100 RPMs. My speed is up at 22, 23 miles an hour. I'm full gas, right? Well, I'm not full gas because I'm not even over 120 RPMs, but I'm up there. I ended up getting a PR on it, but I'm still, I believe, 12 seconds away from the KOM. So still got some more work to do. And I wasn't really sure exactly where the segment ended. I don't have a Wahoo or anything like that that has a bike computer that tracks live segments, so that would probably be helpful, but I'm thinking it ends somewhere past that last bridge that you just saw. And as you can see, the trail is still wet from the last rainstorm. All right, so I'm coming up to pretty much the last climb of the ride. You can see I've already shifted into my climbing gear. My cadence is where I want it to be, and I'm going to use that momentum to get me up the hill. So I'm seated, unlike the guy you see up ahead of me to the right. He's standing, and you can see I'm passing him, and I'm seated, you know. But my cadence, as you can see, continues to drop as I get to the top because I'm pretty much running out of energy. I'm just trying to make it to the top. So I still got some work to do, man. You know, some fitness gains, you know, trying to get at least one long ride in a month, you know, so I can get, you know, strong enough to climb these hills like I used to. But that wasn't bad, man. Just got to keep at it. And just to give y'all a little background info for those, you know, who may live in places where you don't have, you know, a lot of hills. The reason why I shifted before I got to the hill is because you don't want to shift while you're on a hill. All right, your gears, your derailleur, your gears, they will not like that. All right, you don't want to shift while you're applying, you know, pressure to the pedals. You want to shift before, so that way when you get to the hill, you're already in the gear that you need to be in. You don't want to be shifting on the climb. So see this guy to the right of me, right? He's riding a mountain bike, and I was having trouble getting clipped in out of that intersection, and the guy already had a head start on me. Now I wasn't trying to catch him, but I was just amazed at how fast dude was moving. Like, you could see he's steadily pulling away from me. And you see I'm going 20, 21 miles an hour right now. And dude is just moving, you know, regular pedals. I mean, he pushing his bike at least 24 miles an hour, just leaving me, man. I just thought that was pretty like awesome, man. Like dude's a really strong rider. He's somebody that I would definitely love to ride with because he'll lead me. So I lied. I just forgot about the corkscrew climb. This is actually the last climb of the ride, the last significant climb. Again, you know, you can see there's mud and water everywhere, so normally I wouldn't ride through there, but I just decided to go ahead. I decided since I made it down the first time, I should be fine going up the second time. I just didn't try to push it as hard through that area because of all of the water and the mud through there. But this climb is a very interesting one because it's a corkscrew, so it's curving in different directions as it's going up. So it's fun to go down, but man, it's a challenge to get up there. And you can see I actually keep my cadence at a good pace until I get to the top. You see right there, I'm dropping below, my speed's dropping. At this point, I'm dying. All right, so I got a ways to go till I can get strong enough to handle that climb again. I used to be able to get up it, you know, a lot better than that. But, you know, the work continues, baby. So we're just going to keep going. All right, guys. So that's my training ride for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed the vid. Hope you learned something. Again, I am in no way, shape, or form an expert on cycling. I learn a lot of stuff from guys I follow on Instagram and YouTube, guys like Critwit, and guys like Jasper. I'll put links up to their videos at the top. You know, I've learned a lot from watching them, man, and I just continue to try to improve and get better each and every day, man. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something, man. Like and subscribe. You can also follow me on Strava and Facebook and Instagram. I'll post a lot of my stuff there, man. So y'all have a good day, and I'm an overnight cyclist. Peace.